Hello and welcome to an episode of Upper Echelon Matchmaking Podcast. I'm your host, Shay Primus, certified matchmaker and dating coach. And today I have with me Mr. Rob Malloy, and I'm going to have him introduce himself. Rob?
First of all, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your platform and your success.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my name is Rob Malloy, author, entrepreneur, veteran, and your favorite silver fox.
Favorite silver fox. Because you do these like pictures with all the other silver foxes and y'all be at different places, different locations.
We mix it up.
Nice.
Indeed.
Yeah, ladies love a little zaddy. They like a little zaddy action.
As they should.
Oh, okay. Now, how old are you, Rob?
I'll be 48 this year.
48. Okay, I might have to match you with some of my ladies. I've been getting some, late 40s, early 50s, and they've been like, what you got? So I might have to keep you in mind.
Okay. Keep me in mind for sure.
Okay.
Because there's something else out here.
Yes, so you have a podcast where you talk about dating after divorce, right?
I do. I have a platform that talks about dating after divorce. I've been married. I've been divorced now for almost 7 years. And what's really interesting is I used to pick at people that were single for 5, 6, 7 years. I'm like, you can't be. And now I find myself.
Why did you pick at them? What did you think about them?
Well, I just felt like that maybe they gave up or they weren't even trying, and I always push, never stop dating. Whether you're single or you're married, you never stop dating. And so I just felt like some people would actually give up on love or felt like it wasn't for them.
So what do you think now that you've been dating 7 years, you've been out here in these streets?
Yeah,
so what are your thoughts now?
I've been in and out of these streets. My first couple years, I wasn't taking dating serious, and what I found out about myself was that while I've been married, for so long, in between relationships, even in between the marriage, I never gave myself a chance to learn how to date, learn how to be a gentleman, learn not only what I like, but be aware of what other women may enjoy and being open to it. So I've taken that time now to do it. But before I literally, even in my 40s, late 30s, I didn't know how to date, how to really engage.
Well, also, you were married. How long were you married?
Yeah, I was married for 8 years. We were together for 10 years.
Yeah, so you were out of the market for a long time.
Yeah,
so you were kind of rusty on dating. So now you're out here, you've been dating a lot, right?
Yeah, I definitely have been dating. I met some phenomenal women, and I also met some women that made me appreciate what it's like to share some time and create memories with somebody.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that. So, and how long have you been in Atlanta dating?
So I've been in Atlanta for 20 years, and I got out of the military. I wanted to be closer to my parents, so I did move down here. And what's funny is before I moved down here and I was visiting them, I remember being at my parents' house, and the cable guy was fixing their TV and whatnot, and he was asking me, "Hey, do you live here?" And I was like, "No, I'm on leave. I'm in the military." And he said, "Well, if you come here, be aware." And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
What did he say? Be aware?
That's what he was like, "Be aware. There's a lot of people that say that there's something, but they're not, and you would never know because of the facade they put up." And I'm thinking to myself, brother, why are you talking to me? But later on, I realized that what's been going on is people have an identity crisis. They want to be something, they strive to be something, but they're not there yet, and so they're going through a transformation. But to answer your question, we could jump on that.
You were going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, that was a rabbit hole. But so I've been here again for 20 years. I was divorced in 2017 legally, and so I started dating around 6 years ago.
Okay. So what has been your experience in the last 6 years dating?
Yeah, I've had some great experiences. I met some really, really amazing women, some of them that could probably have made it to the aisle, to be honest with you.
Okay.
To be honest with you. I think that one of the things was timing. Timing was off. And what I mean by that is, meeting somebody and clicking right away, having chemistry, linking up and having compatibility is great. But if that person is not in the headspace for commitment or going through the process of dating, it's going to be rough.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of women that I have dated, or we've gone through the process of dating and courting, has had some very traumatic experiences that they weren't prepared to go through. And unfortunately for me, or at that time, I had to tell them that I'm not your therapist.
Ooh, so you felt like a lot of them hadn't healed, and they were out there dating without healing.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely dating the next guy to be better than the last guy versus that man being who he is and them being compatible.
Yeah, I feel like that's so important. So I make all my clients go through a process where we make sure that you are mentally and emotionally ready to date.
Right.
You'd be surprised how many people are still heartbroken or angry and bitter from their last relationship, and you try to jump in another relationship and all you have is venom against your ex. You're not ready to date.
That's a fact.
You're absolutely not ready if you're still holding on, if you're still heartbroken, if you're still sad, if you're still mad.
Yeah.
You got to let that person go. A lot of times people are they don't have the capacity to love you where you want to be loved.
Man,
and you got to let them go so you can be free to meet somebody who is.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It's just the truth.
Yeah, that is the truth. And, of course, that's not gender-based. I know for myself, there was times where, I didn't want this woman to love me like she's trying to love me.
You didn't want her to?
I didn't want her to.
Wow.
I didn't want her to. And one of the reasons is I didn't feel like I was ready to live a certain lifestyle. In other words, I talk about dating after divorce so much because it's different. It's not like...
So you think, for you having been married and divorced, dating for you is different from me, who I've never been married. So you think dating experience is two different things?
Yes.
Why?
I do. Well, for one, I've gone through the process of having a covenant under God to be with this woman, to dedicate my life to her, for better or for worse. And I've gone through the process also of completely stripping myself and being 100% vulnerable to my wife. That's not something that I would do for somebody who I'm dating, no matter how long. We could be dating 10, 15 years. Once you go through that process and you have that ultimate commitment, because I believe marriage is the ultimate commitment as far as a relationship is concerned. Once you do that, your life changes and you're never the same.
You're never the same.
You're never the same. Once you've been married one time, you're absolutely never the same. All your experiences are going to be different, even that next marriage, if you're blessed enough to have that experience. And I feel like it should be.
So the covenant is what you think makes it different?
Well, everything that comes with that, because, I think we used to play with the words, well, I'm not going to do this unless you're my wife, or I'm not going to do this unless you're my husband. So some people take that literally, and there are certain things that does not happen unless you guys are married. And so I believe that taking it to that level is the ultimate level, and once you experience that, your outlook on your next relationships are even different, because you have to go through the process of, okay, I've experienced marriage, it didn't work out, but for a man, speaking on behalf of a man, we also feel like we failed as a leader. We failed as someone that was able to take care of the household, being a provider, right? So there are times where we feel like, okay, there's certain things that I need to get my weight up if I'm going to
do this again.
Search, right? And I believe in men searching for their wives if they're serious about it, because there's a difference between searching for your wife and being open to marriage.
So you're saying the intentionality of going
Absolutely.
on the search, and okay, I can rock with you on that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just say I'm open, but they're not actively pursuing. They're not actively searching.
That's the difference.
Okay, now where are you?
I'm open.
You're not searching right now.
I'm not searching right now.
Why aren't you searching right now?
Well, I feel like I am so, I'm I'm just finding my purpose. My purpose as far as being a leader, a mentor, being someone who makes impact. And so I just feel like this journey that I am having after divorce, dating after divorce, I'm just stepping into it. And so my future wife, my future partner would actually have to be in alignment with my purpose. She'd have to be in alignment. And so I don't know who would be ready for that or who is actually ready for that, because you have some people that have this checklist and what this man needs to do, what this man needs to have, and where he needs to be at. And I have my purpose that I'm walking in. So we have to not be on the same journey, but cross paths.
And complement each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ultimately complement each other.
Complement each other. That's important. So I always, for me, for my process with matchmaking, it's about understanding who would be compatible with you,
Right.
understanding who you are, collect data on you, understanding who you are, and then what type of person would be most compatible to you, and then going out to find that
That's
person.
good.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times what we do, if you're on a dating app or something, you just swiping left to the cute girl. Oh, she's cute, she fine, she got big booty. That don't mean y'all compatible.
That's right.
And if you like, I like blue, she like blue. That don't mean y'all compatible.
Facts.
Oh, she was in the military, I was in the military. That don't mean y'all compatible.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that make people compatible that you don't get to see just looking at a picture.
Man, that's so good, and you know, your services are so necessary because people don't do enough due diligence on each other, right? Going through different social media platforms is not due diligence,
Not.
right? And so more importantly, people are volunteering information for you to verify, and so being able to have that as your intel. On top of seeing the chemistry, compatibility of just seeing where it can go to set up a date, that's a lot. You know, a lot of us don't do that, and then they don't want to do that.
So you're in this state where you're just open and not searching. Are you dating multiple people?
Yeah.
You're dating multiple people. How's that going?
Well, I'm not dating multiple people, but I will go out on different dates. I haven't done a whole lot of dating in the last couple of years, mainly because a change of my career, getting into TV and film and doing things like that. It's really easy for people to weed themselves out if they feel like, hey, well, you know, you're not making time, or, you know, I'm accustomed to these type of calls or text messages and dates.
You're not
per week.
prioritizing people right now. You're prioritizing yourself.
Correct. And
Okay.
I'm very open about that.
And so people weed themselves out.
They do.
And so what do you do when you're horny, or what do you do when you're like lonely and you need somebody?
Yeah, I gets it in.
Oh.
Facts.
So you have people that are just for that.
Yeah, I have somebody. Yeah.
Got it. You have somebody. So you have,
Yeah, I ain't out there like that.
okay, so you have somebody that you're exclusive with sexually.
Right.
And then other people you just date.
Correct.
But if you're dating somebody and you feel like you want to have sex with them, then do you have to go back and check with this one person?
No, I don't. But there is an understanding that if there's going to be, just for safety purposes, if there's going to be additional partners, then, you know, make that aware, not who it is, but make it aware that it's happening. So out of respect, that conversation is there. But I haven't had to have that
You haven't, so you've just been with this one person.
Yeah.
But that's a relationship in itself.
Well, it is. I think everything is a relationship.
But that's a sexual relationship. You
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
an exclusive sexual relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is this person the one?
Well, it's the one that we're having an exclusive sexual relationship with.
I'm just saying,
But,
if
you know,
if she
but-
getting
but-
that
but
part of you
understand what,
that
you know-
nobody else is getting,
Right. And, you know, the thing about that is the conversation is very clear cut. And they would even say, you know what, I know Rob is not ready to, because ultimately, for me, again, it's marriage. It would be marriage, or it would be life partnership. And so, you know, to me, it's somebody who is reliable and, you know, who understands me, and we have a understanding.
Interesting. Yeah. So I do date multiple people, but if I met somebody who was like, yeah, I'm dating multiple people, but I only have sex with this one person, I would be turned off. Because that seems to me like that's
somebody special,
that's
right?
special. She's special to you because she's getting
Yeah.
this something that nobody else is getting.
Yeah.
So that's an intimate connection.
Yeah.
If he was just, I'm telling you, if he told me I'm dating multiple people and I sleep with whomever at any time, that's different because ain't nobody special.
Right.
But that woman right there is special to you.
So do you ask specifically if they're having sex with one of the people that they're dating?
It can come up. Like, for example, when we get if we get to the point where we're having sex, then that's when it'll come up. Like, well, are you having
Okay.
sex with other people?
Yeah.
That's when that conversation usually comes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that is the difference between male and female as far as the entrance. I think that there are women that they want to be involved. They want whatever they can get from you,
And they'll just take crumbs.
and they'll take crumbs.
No,
if that's what you
child.
want to call crumbs, I'll sip
That's
to
crumbs
it too.
to me. You need to sip
Well,
to.
I mean-
Let's toast to it if you get them to agree to that, because I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't agree to that.
You say crumbs, but I feel like if they see value in that individual,
I
now
mean,
obviously
but
we're
you
not talking
can't
about
sleep
we're not
with them.
talking about somebody in the streets. So
Okay,
let's
now
just say
hold
that.
on. Let me just phrase it. So that means we could go out, we can hang out.
Yeah.
If I sleep with you, I got to talk to this one person that I'm sleeping with. Right? You got to run it past that person.
Nah. No. I was saying if they inquired, if they wanted to know,
If
for
that person
safety
that you're sleeping with
purposes.
wanted to know, you would tell her.
Right.
But you don't have to get her permission beforehand. Okay, so she said, Rob, are you sleeping with somebody else? You would be honest with her.
Well, if she asked me, Rob, are you sleeping? Then something's wrong, because it's already understood. It's already understood with our interaction. So she can't say that I am the only one.
So she's aware that she's not the only one.
Yes.
Okay. And you are able to do whatever you want to do.
I'm not sure what do whatever. I
Whatever
want.
that means. Like, you're single. You can do whatever you want. You can go out with somebody. You can take a trip with somebody. You can sleep with somebody.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to do.
I can do
And
whatever
she
I
can
want
do
to.
whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
She can do whatever she want to do.
This is a very interesting situation.
I was hoping that we got here.
Really?
Yeah. of
Why?
course. Because it's the reality of it. You know, regardless of what people say on social media, regardless of their memes, regardless of the chatter, realistically, offline, their real life, they are doing different things. You know, they may say, look, I'm waiting for my man, and when he come, he's going to be a real man and stuff like that. But you with Leroy right now, right? Leroy is hitting it from the back, and Leroy ain't nothing. And
Leroy!
And he ain't got none of them stats that you're posting about or you're talking about. Like, that's the reality of it. So my thing is, you're in life, you're in one of three places. You either just got out of something, you're about to go through something, or you're in the middle of it. So the quickest and the most transparent you can be with yourself first, and then with the other person, the better understanding you have. Like, people are still in relationships, but they checked out in dealing with somebody else. So I want to ask you a question. Mm-hmm. What do you think the percentage is of people that are in new relationships that came out of existing relationships? A percentage.
The people in new relationships who can't, everybody's been in a relationship.
Yeah, I'm saying that there was no gap.
Or they just went straight from
They went straight to it.
No gap in time?
No gap. Meaning they checked out, and the 80-20 rule. They checked out, and they was dealing with somebody, and then, you know, they finally decided, okay, I'm going to cut this off, and they go straight to the person they was dealing
What
with.
is the
Even if it
percentage?
was emotionally only.
What's the percentage of that?
I don't know.
I don't.
I would say over half.
You think over half?
I think over half. I think over half of people get into a new relationship because they have checked out of the
previous
existing
one.
relationship, and they're looking for
Okay.
a reason.
I'm gonna say this. I hear more women telling me that they taking time to heal. They're not dating anybody. They're like, you know what? I just got out of something and I need time to rebuild. I hear more women saying that.
Okay.
And they're like, I'm going to therapy. I'm going to the gym.
That's great.
I'm getting myself back together because I lost myself in this previous. I hear more women saying that than
That's
men.
good.
Sometimes brothers will get over one by getting into another. They'll just roll
sure.
right into the, to the
Sure.
next.
That ain't uncommon at all.
Yeah.
Right.
So I do hear that.
Okay.
But I think a lot of times people know today that healing is necessary.
Yeah.
When you come out of a relationship, I know for me, when I came out of my long-term relationship with my daughter's father, I wasn't ready to date.
Yeah.
I needed time to rebuild myself, to figure out, I lost myself in that relationship. And I needed to rebuild myself. I needed to heal. I'm a whole different person. Like, I'm not even, Shay could never. Like, I'm a whole different person. Like,
Absolutely.
you can't touch her with a 10-foot pole. But I needed to rebuild, and I needed to become this new person, this new version of myself, so that I would not allow some of the things I allowed before.
And that's absolutely amazing. You know, not only that, but you've done the work.
Yep.
And it's very apparent, because if you didn't do the work, you couldn't be
No way.
on a certain level.
No way.
We're stuck.
No, you
when we
would
don't
be
do the
stuck.
work. So I
The
get that.
healing was hard, was tough, because I had to face things about myself, because every relationship, and this is always a red flag, when you meet somebody who tells you this ex was horrible, and they don't own anything for themselves, it's always a red flag, because you had to be horrible to allow it. First of all, you had to be horrible to attract it. You attracted this. And then what about you that allowed it, that stayed there, that put up with it? What was missing?
Yeah.
What was wrong with you for being in that situation?
Yeah.
So you got to own all of those pieces about you. I had to forgive myself for attracting it, for allowing it, for staying, for not believing I deserve better,
That's
right?
big. Yeah.
Cut him off completely, but also set boundaries for myself not to ever get in a situation like that again.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? And prioritizing myself. I mean, that's the work that I had to do. Building up my self-esteem. Obviously, my self-esteem was in the toilet.
Okay.
For allowing me to stay in that situation. I had to not think I was all that. And now I think I'm all that. So I'm never gonna put myself in that situation. It's like, next, because now I recognize there are options. I don't have to deal with this. Bye. You know, it's a whole different attitude.
That is really good. You know, what the first thing that you said is about forgiveness.
Yes.
A lot of people don't get to that stage. They jump over it, right?
Yeah.
They jump over that stage
Yeah.
and they feel entitled.
No.
You know, they feel entitled because of maybe what their accomplishes, what
No.
they accomplish,
Yeah.
what their accolades
No.
are. And so they forget the part of forgiveness, which I think us men, we see through that right away.
Right.
You know, and that's what make us not attracted to certain women who may feel like they're a great catch.
They feel like they all that, but you haven't done that inner work.
And it's very evident.
It's evident. Yeah, so to your point, like all my clients go through that we got to understand your past relationships, the patterns, your family dynamics, how they contributed to these relationships, because all that works together.
Yes, it does.
You've made the decision because your daddy was this, your mama was this, your grandma was that, or beliefs that you have about yourself, limiting beliefs you have about yourself.
Yeah.
Not believing you're worthy, not believing you deserve better. Like all those things contributed to the patterns that you've had in your relationships.
Agreed.
We got to understand those so that you don't repeat it.
Yeah, agreed. You know, and really living in your truth when you finally understand what your truth is, not what you try to convince yourself. You know, I think that's a big deal, because certain lifestyles can be trendy. Like you have women like, okay, you know what? It's all about me. I'm gonna take trips with my girl and stuff like. And you know you want a man.
Of course.
Stop doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And so, like I said, as men, you know, we do see that. But you know, when I talk about dating after divorce, you know, forgiveness is such a big deal, because when I mentioned that men feel like they're inadequate, and
to
we
lead.
do, right? Inadequate to lead, and sometimes that's reinforced if they don't have certain things by a certain amount of time. Maybe it's monetary, maybe it's a spiritual awareness, you know, maybe it is physicality, aesthetics. And so all those things play a part. And I wish we would do, in our community, I wish we would do a lot less diagnosing. You know what I mean? Especially if that's not even your ministry, as they say. You know, because you're just kind of projecting a lot of things, and it may not be true because, again, you haven't done the due diligence and you haven't even got to know that person.
Right. And these people are not even worthy of you. You're giving yourself to folks that don't even deserve your phone number.
That's
like,
right.
You giving your whole body and soul to somebody, child. Like we don't vet people enough, and
Agreed.
that is where where I come in as a matchmaker. But in general, people need to vet folks. Like
Yes.
just because she fine and aesthetically, like you said, on the outside they have it going on. You got to figure out what's going on the inside. And people have anger issues. And,
Oh, wow.
Oh, they have problems. They have real problems.
They do. I have the issue of I'm very, very visual. I haven't gotten past, like, she still got to be, man.
So what's your type?
Yeah.
Let's get into that.
I'm not sure.
Because the lady's going to be looking. You a silver fox. You just said you single. I don't know. You might have threw him a loop with that. One person he's sleeping with. We kind of like, side eye.
Well, if you dig enough and somebody's transparent enough, they probably have a partner. You know what I mean?
You think people do?
I think people have somebody.
When I meet sleeping with the remotes and pillows beside them. They don't have nobody.
Well, I also think that they got Terrence. Terrence is available. When all the instruments and things like that get mundane, you can call Terrence. Terrence is guaranteed to get you splashed. Like, you're not just calling somebody, you're calling somebody like guaranteed good wood, as I would say.
Guaranteed good wood. I'm going to have to steal that from you. Guaranteed
if you steal it, well, now we on TV and stuff.
I'm going to be like GGW, guaranteed good wood.
Right.
But, okay, for me, I can't speak for other women, but for me, if somebody is guaranteed good wood, I'm checking to see why can't we be together, because I really want to lock that person down. That's just me being honest. Right. I want to know, you got this part, can we work on these things, or can we be together? Because it makes sense to me to just lock it down.
Right. And so that's why I go back to the timing. There might have been a time where you could not do that because of your advancement in your career, building a brand. So realistically, you have that guy that would be good wood, but then he's like, Shay, I want to go out. I want to take a trip. I want to go hang out. What you doing? Oh, I just flew to L.A. You understand what I'm saying? So I think the timing is also going to play a part, and on both ends. Yeah, it's just you, but also whatever he got going on, so that when you get to that point, it's not so much pressure. I think once you add titles or what we go to do, that's additional pressure where it should be organic.
Yeah. Now, I am not the person to pressure you for a title. That might be, I don't know, some men might be offended by that. Like, I've been dating one guy for a year. We've been dating a whole year, and we could do all the things. We could do the trips, and we could do the, the gifts. We do all the things. Right. And I date other people too. Okay. And, they could easily come in and get the number one spot. Like, what? Nobody's exempt. This is equal opportunity. Somebody come through, you come through, you bring it, you come through and you right. Yay. You can take the number one spot. That's how I play.
That's tough.
Which it makes everybody, be on their P's and Q's and step it up.
It does. I don't like playing that game, to be honest with you.
You don't?
Nah, focus on me. I know that may, come across.
You ain't focused on her. You focus on
Yeah, I know that. I understand that. However, I want to see the effort.
That's so funny.
I want to see the effort, though. Like, that separates. It really separates. I just feel like there's so many great women. Like, first of all, we have, and I didn't forget your question either, but we have, as men, I feel like we have better options.
You feel like men have better options?
I feel like men have better options, but I feel like women have more choices. You have a bigger pool of men. You have a bigger pool of men. You could date the rich guy. You could date the blue collar guy. You could date the sponsor guy. You could date the sugar daddy if you really want to. You could date the guy that he ain't quite there yet, and if you invest in him, he might get there. And then you have all these options, and you can date them. As men, I don't feel like we all have those type of choices.
You can date a sugar mama.
Well, we can, right? But there are so many, there's so many things that we need to meet as men, because y'all have certain standards, right? But men will basically do whatever for women. I don't feel like there's a bunch of women that will do whatever for men, but I do feel like we have better options, meaning there's more women that are ready and prepared to build a relationship and an ongoing partnership. There's more women taking relationships seriously.
Seriously, we do take it more seriously.
And then there's also more women that have a lot more to offer, to include exclusivity, right? If you got a guy of a higher caliber, he's like, look, I'll date you, but understand I also have these options, so deal with it or not.
Well, I mean, to me, that could be like, we don't even have to have that conversation. If you date me, you're gonna be. I'm only gonna date somebody who's high caliber.
For sure.
And so he gonna have a total package, and he's going to be. I'm sure he'll have more options. He should be sure that I have more options.
Yeah.
We probably don't even have to have that conversation because
Right.
what's understood don't need to be
explained.
It don't have to be explained. You already know.
Right.
So that's probably a situation that would be. Yeah, I'm not gonna date somebody that's low hanging fruit.
Right.
Right. So
Indeed.
everybody's gonna be top tier. You know, and we're gonna be top tiering this together. You know.
That's right. That's good.
We all top tiering. Okay, what you
Indeed.
doing? Okay, you going to Cabo? Okay, I'm going to Dubai. Let's go.
That's
you know?
right. That's right. And I think that more women should date in that capacity.
Absolutely.
But they don't.
We don't realize we can.
Right.
So one of the things I do with my clients is I introduce them to options. I feel like you should have a lineup. You should have a lineup
for sure.
of men that you can choose from, and they all need to be at par.
Yes.
And you could because let me tell you what y'all do. You go from texting daily to texting weekly to texting every other week.
Okay.
That inconsistency we don't like. We like consistency because we need security.
Yes.
So when you start being inconsistent, it makes us feel insecure. But if I have 5 of y'all, when you start being inconsistent, he's being consistent,
filling in the gap.
Then that way I'm always getting what I want. Oh, you didn't send me flowers? Guess what he did? Like everybody is, I'm getting what I want at all times, and I don't ever feel lack.
Hey, listen, I learned that some years ago that women truly have rosters, and
Not all of them.
well,
Everybody don't.
They may not have rosters, but they can.
They can.
They have the ability.
They do.
To have a roster.
Absolutely.
Right? And sometimes in that roster is a reoccurring ex.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I learned that too.
Yeah.
Right? And
Sometimes he in the roster. Yeah.
Right. There's no absolute, of course, right? And so I did learn that. And so I think as a few of us guys, that is our mindset when we meet somebody. You know what? As we talked about earlier, she has a go-to if she wants.
If she wants. Yeah.
If she wants. But having the conversation, she's not going to talk like she has a go-to. But you got a go-to, though.
Oh, I have a go-to, yes. But I mean, I don't think women do in general. I will say women who come to me, women who pay me to match them,
Yeah.
I don't think that's true for them. I know it's not because I do like this in-depth.
Yeah.
They don't. They be like, Shay, it's just me and this toy. Who you gonna match me with?
I like those women.
You like those?
I do like those women. I like those women because they're very transparent. A lot of times there is something that had them stuck though, and I like to explore that and not to expose or take advantage, but just me learning and having my own platform. I think that it's really important that we get a better understanding of each other's thought process, and mindset and routine habits and things like that. So, I do like talking to women like that, and I mean that as far as having conversations.
Just a conversation.
Really
you don't mean dating.
Well, I date them too. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. And most of the time, if I do date a woman that has not dated in a while, like truly hasn't dated,
You
in
really
a while,
like those type of women?
I think they're very unique, and I think that they have very pure hearts.
Oh, that's so
I do.
sweet.
I do.
I gotta get you in my database so I can match you. Because I'm telling you, I got a whole. You
All right,
ready to date? I can get you dating.
So back to my type, right? I don't feel like I have a type because when I look back at my Rolodex, light skin, brown skin, dark skin, tall, curvy, slim. It's been all of that. So aesthetically, I don't have a type. Her confidence and ambition is so sexy to me that it may even change some things about her, as far as what she may feel like is a shortcoming, if her booty ain't big enough for chest, how y'all be judging yourselves like the biggest critics and stuff like that. It's really not about that, because where I am now and where I was, I have different desires and needs and companionship. So, one of those things is a woman who is operating in her purpose. That's so sexy to me.
Rob, I got Are you ready? Because I got somebody for you. I'm already like, my mind is going. I have one of my clients is so purpose driven, and that's exactly what she said.
Right, so
she's tuned into her purpose, and she wants somebody who's also in his purpose.
That's interesting.
Ambitious.
That's interesting because sometimes what come with that is when you talk about support, you know, you have to understand that even though you have certain things going on with your mate, you're going to have to provide support. So you got to have an in-depth conversation of what that's going to look like. Because if you're talking about, okay, you're going to Dubai for a conference and things like that, and I'm telling you that I'm over here in Paris for this, I don't need you like, well, baby, change it. You ain't my man. I don't need to go through all that.
No, it's okay.
You know, but I think.
Well, I'm gonna give her a roster, so you would just be one of the people on the roster. So, hey, if Rob is not available, here's Keith. That's how I'm gonna.
I love that. As it should be.
As it should.
As it should
Let
be.
Rob go to Paris. Keith is home this weekend.
Right.
Would you like to go out with Keith?
See,
That's
well,
exactly
the thing is, if she goes out with Rob first, then she's not going to want to go out with Keith afterwards. You understand? You know, so Keith ain't the same. Okay, that's what she's going to tell you.
She go,
Keith ain't the same as Rob.
Challenge accepted, sir. Challenge accepted. We're going to have to get this wrong.
Indeed, man, that's funny. That's funny. But, you know, so that is, I would say that is one of the main things. I've actually had some health issues I dealt with. Diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. So having a lifestyle change for me within the last 5 years was paramount. You know,
I see you lost weight.
I definitely have. I want to live.
Are you serious?
I want to live. Wow. I want to live. I've dropped over 20 pounds. I've held it off, you know, for some time. And at this point, I know exactly what to do on how to stay healthy and with the lifestyle.
So you've gotten
change
that under
consistent.
control?
Yeah, definitely under control.
I'm
definitely
so
under
happy for
control.
you.
So
Yeah.
so it'll have to be somebody who isn't the well, I'm gonna eat everything, but I'm gonna make sure that you got your salad over there. I mean, there has to be some consciousness of just having a more healthier lifestyle. You know, so that's important. And family oriented. I'm an empty nester, so my lifestyle is different.
How many
now.
children do you have?
I have 4.
Okay, girls?
4 adult children, 18 and up.
4 adult children.
4 adult children. Yeah.
So you would prefer her to have adult children
I
as
would
well?
prefer her to have children that are out of school. Out of school. You know, even though I'm an empty nester, they still come back.
Of
you know,
course.
so it's not like they're
Like
completely
your
out of the picture.
responsibility is done.
Yeah, right. So, congratulations on you too. Right? Ain't that special?
Yes, it's so sweet. Because you were Santa Claus, Black Santa.
Black Santa. I'm still Black Santa.
You're still Black Santa. And
Yeah.
Ava has pictures with you from Christmas. I think it was last Christmas. Yeah.
Now,
So-
if I'm not mistaken, I saw you take it to a white Santa though. Since then, right?
No, sir.
Or was it?
No, that was previously.
That was a memory.
That was a memory. So she
Okay.
went to She went to the white Santa as an infant, and she cried. She did not like
Okay.
him. Then she went to you. You were the second Santa.
Okay.
And then she went to Greenbrier.
Okay,
this
cool.
Black Santa. So
All right, cool.
she has not that my baby's racist, because she's not. But that white Santa at Stone Mountain Park, I feel like he was mean, because she was like, her energy, she would not let him hold her.
Oh, that means something.
Yeah, I think he was mean, and she knew it, because she went right to you and let you hold her. Yeah, no
Absolutely.
problem.
We got some epic.
Yes,
photos.
that was great. Yes, absolutely. But no, no. She had him at Stone Mountain Park.
Okay.
We spent holidays there. Her first Christmas,
All right.
and that was the baby Santa. But then she went to you, and she loved it. Yes,
Yeah.
like you said, epic pictures. He is like the bomb Black Santa. You do this every
Thank
year.
you. I do it every year.
And you travel with it, right?
I have traveled. You know, it's gotten bigger than me, and so this upcoming year, I got to really figure out how I'm going to do it. You know, I'm going to make very specific appearances, but to able to facilitate a lot of other places, I'm going to have to work something out.
Oh, because you get busy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's always a big hit, and you're always really good. And so you've been dipping and dabbling in acting?
Yeah, I have. You know, I was a little apprehensive with acting only because I felt like starting out older that the expectations, I should be seasoned because I'm seasoned. And so, you know, so I started out doing some background. I did a lot of background, and I encourage anyone that has not started acting, especially of a young age, do some background work, do some boot camps, do some programs and things like that, and really understand, what goes on the set, and everything that comes with that. So yeah, I've done a ton of background on some TV shows, some movies, and things like that, all the way up to where I got some speaking roles, and I've done some commercials now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Is that something you've always wanted to do?
It is, but I haven't put it in the forefront. And I would say, I've been blessed enough, even though I am divorced, being married for that extensive amount of time, I've been able to raise a family, and I wouldn't take that experience back. So that was my priority when I guess some people would say are your prime years of acting. I taking trips with my family, enjoying my family, making breakfast.
So you're really family oriented.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so tell me what's a typical.
Why are you smiling like that?
No, because I'm just thinking. I just had this great idea. Typical Friday night. So we're dating. What we doing Friday night?
Wow. Okay, so Friday night, probably in my head, I would already have thought of, having some games. I love Uno.
Game night.
Yeah,
Okay.
game
I
night.
like Uno too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
You play spades?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. Right. Yeah. I like where I'm at now. We can go out. We can go hang out. We can have dinner on the rooftop. We can go for a walk. We can play golf and things like that. But at the end of the day or the end of the evening, we have to be able to share the same space and enjoy each other without any of those things. And so that's what I think about in the beginning. When we're together, can we just have a peaceful moment together? We just enjoying each other's energy. Can we just listen to music? Like, I don't know if people still do that.
Yeah, they do.
Do you still listen to music by the
Yes.
fireplace with wine?
Oh, you mean just at the home? At the
Yeah,
house?
yeah.
Yeah, people do that.
I didn't know that. I don't know.
Movie night,
Yeah.
binge watching a show together. People are really serious about their shows that they're binge watching together. Yes, they have marathons with that. Yes,
Okay.
it's a whole thing.
As
And if you watch
couples.
the show before I do, it's a problem.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, people do that.
Okay.
So you can't. I mean, okay, so that's what you would like to do. You like to be home. You're a Libra, right?
I'm a Libra.
So you like to be at home and
do.
hang out with each other. All right, Saturday morning. Okay, now you gonna cook breakfast? What you doing Saturday?
Yeah, I'll
morning?
cook breakfast. I have. I'm a specialist with French toast.
Okay, French
and,
toast.
and I got this seasoned eggs with all the fixings and all that. So I'm a breakfast guy.
Okay.
Like, don't ask me about dinner. Okay,
You can just do breakfast.
Yeah, you got dinner. I got breakfast.
Okay,
We'll figure lunch
that's
out.
fair.
right?
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, but anything you want for breakfast for sure. I like walks.
Like taking a walk.
Yeah, I like taking walks. And I'm not just talking about around the neighborhood. We can go somewhere where it's nice scenery and background and things like that, and actually
walk
go for
the
a
belt
walk and talk.
line.
Walk and talk. I've never walked the belt line, so
Yeah,
that
you
would
should
be
do that.
something.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, I just don't want to get to a certain place and then have to call an Uber or Lyft to get back.
Oh yeah, no, you don't have to walk the whole, city, but
Okay.
you can just walk the strip on the belt line. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
And they have scooters and
I saw
you can
that.
ride bikes.
You can leave
on
the scooter wherever you want to.
Yeah,
I
it's
seen it.
cool. Yeah. All right, so then Sunday that Saturday night she would need to cook, or y'all can go out to eat.
Saturday night, and I haven't done this in a while, and I would love to do this. I would like to go out dancing.
You like to dance?
I like to dance.
What do you like? What kind of dance do you like?
You know what? Really freestyle. But I could do a little salsa merengue.
Okay, salsa.
Once I learn how to Chicago step, it's a wrap.
You know how to Chicago step?
No, I don't.
Oh, you said once you learn.
Once I learn,
Okay.
my options are limited. Now I could date you, your daughter, and your grandma.
Well, a great date would be Chicago dance stepping. I know a
agree.
guy who teaches that. He went to Morris Brown.
Okay.
He teaches that. So I could literally just, you know what, maybe with this client that I'm thinking about, maybe I
I
can.
knew you was gonna put more to it. It wasn't just send Rob there. It's like, you know what? Why not put two together?
Why not? Why
I
not
ain't
just,
mad at
plan a date where y'all doing Chicago line, y'all
That's
y'all
cool.
are doing a class, or you learn Chicago line stepping, and then go to dinner, and breakfast is on you. If y'all make it to that far, that's on you. I'm giving you the alley oop. You do what you do after that.
Okay. I love ball. I love hooping. That's for sure.
So, this was great. Thank you so much for stopping
I'm
by,
honored
Rob.
to.
Thank you
I'm
for
honored
sharing
to.
about your life and dating after divorce. And, I know we got a little personal, but
Yeah,
thank
it's
you for being transparent and
Yeah.
open about your situation.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best in your endeavors.
I really appreciate that. Again, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your platform.
Yeah.
And I think transparency is key. You know, so the closer you can get to being transparent with yourself first and foremost,
With yourself.
then
Absolutely.
that opens up so many opportunities when it comes to partnership and
You
companionship.
have to be honest with yourself.
You got to.
Yeah, that person in the mirror is the most important relationship you have.
I agree.
Got to be honest with him or her. And you also have to make a commitment to give him or her the best.
That's right.
You know, and not settle and not allow yourself to be mistreated and mishandled. You know, you owe it to yourself to get good love and to attract good love and to give it back. So all of that is about self-love. To me, this journey for me has been self-love and loving myself, forgiving myself, and making commitments to myself that I definitely plan to keep.
It's a beautiful thing, and you're leading by example. So
thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Well, concludes our episode of Upper Echelon Matchmaking Podcast with Mr. Rob Malloy.
Cheers.